Thank you for visiting our channel. Please like, share and subscribe for more exciting food videos. Now that we've enjoyed our oysters fresh, it's time to kick things up a notch with a grilled version. I'll be showing you how to make a mouth-watering garlic butter to go over these beautiful oysters. Let's get grilling. Tips for both raw and grilled oysters. For raw oysters, freshness is key. Make sure you're purchasing fresh Sydney Rock oysters. The oysters should be kept cold, with tightly closed shells. If the shells are open and don't close when tapped, the oysters are likely dead and should be discarded. If you're new to shucking oysters, it might take a little practice, but with patience, you'll soon get the hang of it. You can also ask your fishmonger to shuck them for you if you'd rather skip the process. When storing oysters, make sure to place them in a shallow dish and cover them with a damp cloth in the fridge. Never store oysters in water or ice, as this can kill them. For grilled oysters, you can experiment with different flavored butters. Try chili butter, herb butter, or even a bit of Parmesan cheese on top for an extra indulgent touch. If you don't have access to a grill, a broiler or oven can also give you great results. Just make sure to monitor the oysters closely so they don't overcook. Sydney Rock oysters are incredibly versatile and can be enjoyed both raw and cooked. Whether you prefer them fresh and raw with a tangy mignonette or grilled with a rich garlic butter sauce, these oysters provide a taste of Australian coastal culture that's hard to beat. Their briny, delicate flavor is complemented perfectly by a variety of sauces and seasonings, making them an ideal choice for any seafood lover. By following these simple yet delicious recipes, you can explore the full range of flavors Sydney Rock oysters have to offer, from fresh and zesty to rich and savory. Whether you're preparing them for a special occasion or enjoying a quiet night in, these oysters will elevate your culinary experience and remind you of the unique beauty of Australia's coastline. Sydney Rock oysters, flavor and ecological importance. Sydney Rock oysters are more than just a delicacy. They embody Australian coastal culture and offer a rich, briny flavor that keeps food lovers coming back for more. These oysters not only stand out for their taste but also play a vital role in marine ecosystems by filtering water and providing habitats for sea life. What are Sydney Rock oysters? The Sydney Rock oyster, Pseucostri glomerata, is a bivalve mollusk native to Australia's east coast, thriving in estuaries and coastal areas. Found from Queensland to South Australia, they prefer shallow waters with specific salinity levels. Their adaptability to varying conditions makes them a prized local species. Farming Sydney Rock oysters. Oyster farming blends tradition with innovation. Traditional methods like sluice systems and wild harvesting rely on local knowledge, while modern techniques use software to monitor water conditions and disease-resistant breeds. Sustainable practices, such as floating farms and shell recycling, help protect the environment and support oyster growth. Health benefits. Sydney Rock oysters are a nutritional powerhouse, rich in zinc, protein, omega-3 fatty acids, and vitamins A, B12, and D. They're low in calories, making them a healthy choice for many diets. Sydney Rock oysters in fine dining. These oysters feature prominently in seafood towers, gourmet dishes, and culinary events, often paired with unique flavors like truffles or spicy sauces. Their versatility and freshness make them a favorite in high-end restaurants. Challenges facing Sydney Rock oysters. Sydney Rock oysters face threats from climate change, pollution, overharvesting, and disease. Rising ocean temperatures and acidity, along with water pollution, harm oyster populations. Efforts to maintain water quality, enforce sustainable harvesting, and monitor diseases are crucial for their survival. Sydney Rock oysters in Australian culture. Oysters have deep cultural significance for Indigenous Australians, who have harvested them for thousands of years. Today, Sydney Rock oysters are celebrated in food festivals and markets, becoming a key part of Australian cuisine and identity. Tips for selecting and storing Sydney Rock oysters. To select fresh oysters, look for tightly closed shells, a briny smell, and weight. Store them in a cool place with a damp cloth to maintain freshness, and consume them within a few days for the best flavor. Where to buy Sydney Rock Oysters? In Australia, fresh oysters can be bought at fish markets, oyster farms, online retailers, and local restaurants. Always check for freshness. Choose oysters with clean, closed shells and a fresh, oceanic scent. Sydney Rock Oysters are a true culinary gem, offering not only exceptional flavor but also ecological benefits. By supporting sustainable practices, you help ensure their future while connecting with Australia's rich coastal heritage. Sustainable practices and the future of Sydney Rock Oysters. Sustainability is key to ensuring that Sydney Rock Oysters continue to thrive for future generations. Oyster farming is increasingly focused on environmentally friendly methods that reduce ecological impact. For example, floating farms minimize habitat disruption and protect oysters from storm damage, while shell recycling helps regenerate oyster populations naturally. As demand for oysters grows globally, it's more important than ever to support practices that maintain healthy oyster reefs and marine ecosystems. This includes adhering to harvesting regulations, supporting farms that prioritize conservation, and choosing oysters from reputable, sustainable sources. Celebrating Sydney Rock Oysters. Whether you're enjoying them at a seafood festival, in a fine dining restaurant, or at home, Sydney Rock Oysters are a versatile and delicious way to connect with Australian coastal culture. The next time you indulge in these delectable mollusks, you'll not only be savoring a unique flavor but also supporting the ongoing health of marine ecosystems and the traditions that have made these oysters a cherished part of Australia's culinary heritage. With their rich history, nutritional benefits, and importance in marine conservation, Sydney Rock Oysters offer an experience that goes far beyond the plate. Explore their complex flavors, celebrate their ecological importance, and enjoy a taste of Australia's coastal beauty. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.